In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Red by Black & Red A5 hardcover notebook. I'll go over the specs, I'll do a paper test, and I'll let you know what I like and don't like coming up. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links in the show notes in the description below. Alright, let's get on with the review. This is the Red by Black & Red notebook. This is a hardcover notebook that comes in A6, slightly smaller than this, and A5 that you see here. And this has Black & Red's Optik Paper. This is 90 GSM paper. It's a bright white paper, acid-free. There are 71 sheets in here, so you end up with 142 pages. We kind of have like a faux lizard skin, or is it snake skin? I think this is lizard skin. Cover here in red, and then on the back here it's embossed with red logo, Black & Red embossed up front. And let's take off this quarter jacket thing here. So, paste down black, the front page here, place for your name, and if you find this notebook, please contact line for that. Black & Red logo up here, and the red logo down here. Table of contents, which is pretty nice. I do like that. And then let's talk about the layout of the pages here. We have a space for a date up here. Page number, it's kind of a strange way they do the page number. It's like this light gray, and then 0, and that same light gray, and then 40 in black. Sort of interesting choice. I don't know why they couldn't just put page 40 or put a 40 down here. I don't know. I don't know why they did that. Red logo down here. Quite a bit of space at the bottom dedicated to this area with the logo. And then also there's kind of a margin here where there's a break. Now, it's about, let's take a look here, 15 millimeters in, you get a break. I do like that the pages go all the, or the ruling goes all the way to the edge. That is nice. And in terms of line, we're looking at 7 millimeter rule, which is a nice size rule, not too big, not too small. So that is the page layout. Let's take a look at the paper test that I did here. So in terms of what we see here, we get some feathering on this 6 millimeter Pilot Parallel. Same, we get some very light feathering on the Mont Blanc OBB nib. Not really any feathering that I'm seeing from the Sailor Professional Gear, the Fine. A little bit of fuzziness from the Sharpie. It's actually not too bad. Copic looks good. These two, the Pilot and the Mont Blanc, I think look the worst. Everything else here looks pretty good. The Lamy Safari and the Fine down here looks pretty good. So yeah, not perfect fountain pen performance here, but not bad. I think it's pretty decent actually. Now on the back, bleed through, we do have spotting here on the Pilot Parallel. Light spotting from the Mont Blanc OBB, and actually light spotting from the Sailor. And that's a pretty sharp nib, so it's possible that's cutting into the paper there, but I am getting a little bit of bleed through there. Now down here with the Lamy Safari, I'm not really seeing much in the way of bleed through. Sharpie bled through, I actually made it onto the other page here. The Stettler permanent marker bled through, the Uniball Air Micro bled through, Pilot oil drawing pen, and the Copic sketch. So I would say that maybe this isn't the best paper for rollerballs. It didn't seem to like this too much. For fountain pens, I think this is pretty passable. I don't find that the performance here is as good as the normal Black & Red performance that I'm used to. This notebook here is the case-bound Black & Red. This is, I think, what most people think of when they think of a Black & Red. This has the Optik Paper. They say 21 pounds instead of 90 GSM. This is made in Poland versus the Red notebook is made in China. And I was just a little bit surprised by the performance. So I did just a really brief paper test here. And if you look, you don't get any feathering really, or very little feathering from the Mont Blanc here. You do get a little bit from the Pilot Parallel, nothing from the Sailor Professional gear. And then on the back, there's no bleed through from that Mont Blanc. And there is some spotting from the Pilot Parallel, but it's pretty minimal. Yeah, just, you can see the difference here. The paper performance is not as good as what I have come to expect from Black and Red. It's not bad, but it's not the best. The paper feels pretty nice. I mean, it's 90 GSM, so it is a heavier paper. It's pretty smooth, not as smooth as Clairefontaine, but it's a nice paper. I am happy to use this with fountain pens. I would say this is fountain pen friendly. If you want to write with really wide nibs, you could probably do something, you could probably find a better notebook. Now, at the back, we don't have perforated pages in here. We do have a pocket here. You get a bookmark. There's a headband here in black, which is kind of nice. Makes it harder to count the signatures, but I count roughly 9 to 10 signatures in this notebook, which is pretty good for there only being 142 pages. So I'm pretty happy with that. Lies pretty flat. Don't really have any issues with that. Yeah, pretty good. In terms of flexibility, just the spine itself is pretty flexible. I do get some resistance there. And then you put the paper in the mix. There's quite a bit there, but it's, I don't know, not bad. But there is some resistance for sure. Yeah, so you can see how quickly it wants to spring back. But it does lay very flat. So pros and cons for the Red by Black and Red A5 hardcover notebook. For me, the number one pro here is the price. This is $12, where most A5 hardcover notebooks, you know, with elastic closure and the pocket in the back, are around $20. So this, I think, offers a very good value, and the paper is fountain pen friendly, assuming you don't go too wide and wet with the paper. I also like the faux lizard skin cover. I think that's a nice look that's maybe different than most other A5 hardcover notebooks. I do wish it came in more colors other than red, but it is what it is. I like that we get a table of contents here. I like this little margin thing that they do here. I think that's nice. I like that the lines go all the way to the edge of the page. That's also nice. And then the other thing that I like that this lays flat. It really does without any issue. It's pretty easygoing in that way. Now, things I don't like this logo down here. It takes up a lot of space. It just seems unnecessary. This would be better without it. Not a huge fan of the red line, and not a huge fan of the way that they did the page numbers. I just think they didn't need to do it that way. They could have just said 84, you know, 85. The paper quality was admittedly a little bit of a disappointment, but I do think it is fountain pen friendly for most fountain pens as long as you don't go too wide and wet. Now, going back to this case-bound Black and Red, this is a A4, well, maybe a little bit bigger than A4, maybe slightly bigger than A4, notebook, 96 pages, so you get a little bit more pages, and you do get, I think, a better paper. You don't get this nice form factor with all of the features, but this is $8. So while this is a very good budget-friendly A5 hardcover notebook, if you don't need all those features and you are okay with a bigger size, this is $8. This is kind of the ultimate fountain pen friendly notebook deal out there, I think. It's really good quality. It's a classic notebook. The sticker does come off, so you don't have to see this ugly sticker on there. But yeah, it's the Red by Black and Red is a very good value, but the more traditional case-bound I think is an even better value. But again, for this A5 format, this is really nice. Okay, so that was the Red by Black and Red. Do you guys have this notebook? Do you like this notebook? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen, paper, and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much, and until next time.